Just a quick reminder that you can check us out every week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. You can also join our Discord or Reddit page at r/SplitViewPodcast. Links are all on our YouTube channel. Howdy ho, everyone. Oh.
No, we're recording.
Okay. Howdy ho, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Flick View. Guess what we watched?
What did we watch, Jordy?
We watched Under the Skin. We watched a movie where Scarlett Johansen gets fucking naked, dude. She gets naked quite a lot, actually.
Really?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, I looked it up, and
Is it not her?
What?
Did they put her face on someone else? Don't ruin my dreams.
I didn't care to look that up. I looked up, you know how there's like the people that seem really fucking real, like the van kind of shit? Apparently what they did, they just hired actors, told them, hey, walk down this curb. And Scarlett Johansson literally just rolled up in a van with hidden cameras and they just recorded it. And I'm guessing halfway through the actors figured out, oh, wow, this is the movie?
Huh.
So, yeah.
No, there's no way. Yep. Like, people would have just...
No, they were actors. They were actors hired to walk down the street, but they didn't get told that they're just going to, like, Scarlett Johansson's going to roll up.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
This movie is very cool, and it's very interesting, and I'm willing to bet that most of you, if not all of you watching this, have not seen a movie like this before.
What is the movie about, though, Jordy? That's the thing. What is it about?
That's a good question.
Is it about anything?
I think... You know, I could comfortably say to myself that this movie is genuinely not about anything. And that it is just an art piece. And that's all it is, and that might be all it's ever going to be, right? Or...
I tried thinking about this. I looked it up, and I was like, hey, what is this movie about so I don't look like an idiot while on Flick View? And I discovered, realistically, it isn't really about anything.
Yeah.
It like
the only thing when I tried to apply a lot of, like, thought to it, I think it might be about, and it's almost surface level to say that it's about sort of sexuality in today's world, which is very sort of forward and very, I don't know, like prominent, I guess. There's lots of problems in that area.
It is a part of human nature, Jordan.
It is a part of human nature indeed, but it's like, you know, there's many scenes in this movie where she'll, I guess, seduce someone, and then, you know, there's like a black void, and they all walk into the void and then get sucked up.
Turned into a balloon.
Turned into a human skin balloon.
We get to see what's under their skin, Jordy.
Exactly.
Which is nothing.
And it's like...
Because they have no substance. They're just a sex being.
Yeah. And it's... That's if I put a lot of thought into it, that's what I think it's about. It's sort of like making a statement that, like, most people will just sort of... not most people. Some people will just blindly follow that sort of primal need for
I guess
pussy.
so, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't have said that worse if I tried, but, like, their only goal in life is to get something like... That was a nice voice crack. Their only goal in life is to get some action.
I'm looking at the camera and the monster can is literally just in the view. It's like we're sponsored.
Sorry, I'll leave that.
That's good. No, pull it back and then rotate it anti-clockwise.
Is that good?
Bit more clockwise. There you go. There, need that sponsor dollars. There we go.
Even though we're not sponsored by anyone.
That's what I want, the sponsor dollars.
Oh, I see.
I would fucking love to be sponsored by Monster.
That would be so unhealthy for both of us.
I love Monster.
But it would be cool.
I genuinely, literally, you can fucking be a testament to this. Literally every day, or every week, I have cans of Monster just in the fridge.
I was literally about to say, like, I've always loved showing up here, mostly because I get to see my friend Tom. Well, not that I get a free Monster, that I always like, it's a surprise what it's going to be. It's like, oh, what flavor is it going to be today? You know, Willie have gotten, sometimes, every now and then he'll get the vanilla one, or right now we have the mule one.
The vanilla one.
You know, the default one.
Yeah, default.
Plain.
Monster OBG.
You know? But there's so many different fucking types that it's like, what's it going to be today? It's a little surprise when I show up every day, you know? Or every Monday.
Okay.
Anyway, Under the Skin. Under the Skin. I think... Ultimately, I'm gonna... Alright, I'm putting my foot down, and I'm saying this movie is just art. And there is nothing... Whatever you take from it is whatever you take from it. I don't think its intended purpose is to be a view of sexuality. I was going to say sexualism, but that's not a word, I don't think.
I think there's a reason why it's called Under the Skin. Because we're trying to get under the skin of the movie and see what it's about.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And realistically, you can't make a movie that's not about anything. Like, as we said in the upcoming...
Well, it doesn't have a clear prerogative, I guess.
As we said in the upcoming Split View episode, your thoughts are a culmination of experiences.
Yeah.
So you can't, like, if you want to make a movie about nothing, you can't do that. You have to have a script.
Make a movie.
Like, why does she do the things that she does in the movie? Why did they choose... Like, there is a thing going on. Like, that whole thing where they walk into the water, I don't think that's actually happening.
I think you're right as well. I think it's an analogy for them succumbing to their primal instincts, my mind at least.
The way I initially started trying to interpret this is that they can't show hardcore fucking on camera, obviously. So
unfortunately,
Scarlett Johansson is getting under the skin of them, you know?
Yeah, she's definitely getting under their skin because she's toying with them, and then she gets them to the point where they're fully nude and their fucking knobs are pointing to the sky.
Okay.
And then that's all you see. They would have to, as you would assume, watching the movie, that they were dead afterwards or something, or she's absorbed them or something.
I don't know if they are necessarily dying,
or maybe they're.
I don't even know if this is really about an alien, to be honest.
That's the thing, you know, like, to someone who knows nothing about this movie, we're talking absolute fucking nonsense. So through the whole movie, right? You see Scarlett Johansson, essentially, we think that she's an alien, or she's
preying on lonely dudes who are just by themselves. She brings them into her van and then talks to them awkwardly about... She seems genuinely interested in what they're answering, though.
Yeah, she's nice to random strangers, seduces them.
Yeah.
And then takes them into her van, and then it goes
into some sort of house void dimension.
Yeah, somewhere where it's obviously not going to be any people, which is where the assumption that she kills them or she does something to them comes in.
I think the assumption is that she does have sex with them. I think that's a prudent part of it, but that's what you see them go into the van and it's like black void world, and they walk into a pool.
Yeah,
that's obviously... I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's actually happening.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's an analogy for something. But what it is genuinely interpretive to whoever watches it. And that is very cool, because there's not many movies that when you watch it that you can genuinely have two different experiences.
What was the whole that one... What was the point of that part where she just goes home with some random fucking just Scottish dude into the apartment, and then it's I think the thing is, was that what happened? You said hymen or something, her hymen broke or something, and that's why she was inspecting herself, but presumably this happened after all the events of her luring people in.
Well, here's the thing: you never actually see any sort of sex until that scene.
That's the weird
why
part.
I presumed it, because it was the whole movie leads you on to believe that she's not having sex with them in the void scenes, and then all the way up to the end where she's sort of, because we have this notion that she's an alien, she's an inside of a human's body, that she's...
she is, though, because at the end she does
turn out to be an alien or something, right? Or a black void husk.
I don't think I'm smart enough to interpret this movie.
I'm gonna try, which is saying something, because I am questionable in smartness, but I can think about some fucked up shit. So let me throw some shit at the wall and we'll see if it sticks.
Okay.
I think...
Is that a racist Italian reference?
What?
You being racist towards Italians?
No, that's an expression, throw something at the wall and see if it sticks.
Is that racist towards...
It's if you're just blindly guessing.
That's a pasta reference, dude.
Fuck you. You throw it at the ceiling, don't you? That's what I did in food tech class. That's what I used to do.
Okay.
But I think along the way she's learning, even though she's, can't even call her she if she's an alien, right? Put into a human's body. living through human life, right? She keeps meeting people who want to have sex with her, and they only see her as you know,
a hunk of meat,
piece of fuck meat, right?
Dude.
And eventually, she learns along the way about human emotion and how humans work, and that it is a primal need for that sort of thing. But not everyone is like that.
Is that spurred on because of the that one disfigured actor?
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Like that's the first time when she meets someone that we see.
Is that mean to say? Because
I'm not sure.
I'm not gonna call him Elephant Man because that's fucked up.
No, because that's not what he is either. But it's like someone with facial disfigurement or deformity.
Like
was in the movie.
Facial deformity. That's okay. Yeah,
and this is the first encounter where no one in this movie has names, so I'm going to say Scarlett Johansen meets this person, and he doesn't have any intent to have sex with her or something like that, because
that's not his main goal. That's not his immediate thought. He just wants to get to Tesco's.
He's so used to avoiding people and not speaking to people that when he meets her, first of all, she doesn't judge him.
Yeah,
because she's an alien, right? She doesn't have this preconception that because he looks quote unquote different, that, you know, she might not let him into the van, or not he might
be interesting to her. Like,
exactly.
Oh, look at this different human.
The thing is that he's literally just interesting because he's different.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
Though she does talk about his hands a lot, though.
Well, because I think she's picked up on the fact that he's insecure about his face. Yeah. So she's saying like, well, you have all these other redeeming qualities. I don't understand why you're upset about this. You know what I mean? It's like you have nice hands. You have all this other things.
That shows she knows.
She's learning, right? And then it comes to the point where she goes home with that guy, and I'm blanking on the details as to how she got there.
She goes to like the apartment kind of thing, and then I don't think we ever see like the Black Void scene, because I don't think she does like fully murder him or whatever, suck his energy. We see him leaving.
Yeah. Well, she leaves actually. Because she eventually, she spends a while looking at herself in the mirror, and she realizes sort of that like she's becoming a human. That's what I think.
Is that when that happened?
She looks in the mirror naked, and she sort of goes like, I think I'm ready to try having sex with someone or something. And then I thought that
happened when she was at that Scottish dude's house.
Yeah, that's what. To be fair, we know from prior
the facial disfigurement guy, deformity guy.
I'm just moving on in the storyline, but so further on into the movie. Sorry, I should have said that. She goes home with a guy who she meets and
on the bus,
and
who does not have any concept of red flags.
No,
who is just down to pound, even though he seems like a caring kind of guy, which is weird.
Yeah, so he was sort of like blurring the lines, and I think she just went home with him because she didn't really have anywhere else to stay or something. That was in my mind. And then she I don't know, I'm not really sure about that one, to be honest, but she goes with him, stays with him, and then eventually she decides that she
puts on like shitty fucking UK stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it's just like she's his sister.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Like, just doesn't even really pay much attention to her. She's just there. Like, he's doing the washing up and all that sort of stuff, and she's just sitting there in the corner.
I think I said during recording, does he know she's there? Like, is this some sort of parasitic thing? You know?
Yeah. And that's another theory to look at, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a million different YouTube videos about what this movie is, and they're all different.
Yeah.
But she decides that she wants to have sex with him, and this is why I think it's different, because you actually see this. You see them have sex, and then, you know, there's a bit of slight pounding, and then she sort of like recoils and then sort of checks herself.
I don't think it is the hymen thing, because that's kind of a misconception in the first place, that every woman has like a fucking just like shield there, because periods wouldn't work with that.
Yeah,
even that, like, some women do legitimately have like tiny like holes in the hymen that they do break, but that's just a random thing,
a game theory, you know, like. Like, I just, you know, the way she was inspecting it was like something hurt, and she wasn't expecting it because she's never done it before.
I think I said also, is it because, like, it's such an intense, like, feeling for her? Like, because...
That could be it, too. I was just more... I guess I went for the more, like, fucked up route, I guess. That was, like, she was, like... It hurt more than she expects, so she was like, what is happening? Like,
you went for the doujinshi kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of fucked, isn't it? But like, And then, she recoils into the forest, meets another predator who is...
Some guy who actually has ADD.
Yeah, and who's genuinely a horror movie villain because it chases her through the fucking woods.
Yeah. Well, she goes and sleeps in some random-ass, park cabin thing.
Yeah, like a... Well, along these camping trails in America, at least, I don't think they have them here. There's just random cabins where if you're, hiking or camping...
You mean UK?
UK, sorry, yeah. You can just stay there, I guess. And there's no amenities or anything. It's just there's a roof.
Table and chairs and just random shit in there.
Oh, but I mean, there's no fridge or toilet. It's just a roof over your head in case you need it. And she wakes up to a guy who was forcing her up, forcing himself on her.
Terrifying scene.
Yeah, does not make me comfortable to watch that shit.
And then
never
being chased down.
And then she gets chased, and then she turns into a black demon.
And then he comes back and fucking douses her, and then
lights her on fire.
And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. She sort of peels off because she is an alien inside a human's
but it's
skin. She peels off the skin, sees what's under the skin.
It's implied that actually happens, is the thing. There was no qualities of that being a dream-like thing. I don't know what that means, because that seems to conclusively prove that she is an alien to me.
I think now that I've verbalized it all, I think it is an alien movie.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is sort of
Well, obviously, it's presented as an alien movie, but usually with this kind of stuff, it's trying to say something about society or something like that, whereas that end scene, to me, just is oh no, she really is an alien. There's no real literal way to interpret that.
Or it also couldn't be. It could be But
the thing is, that scene says this is the way you should interpret it, because that happens in the movie's actuality. That's not a black void scene.
But that could be interpreted.
How are you supposed to interpret that, though?
You could interpret that as her...
As what?
I'm explaining. As her, it is pure vulnerability once her skin comes off, she is absolute, just emotion at that point, right? And then that gets burnt.
That's being
it's the
presented.
Final nail in the coffin, She's had so much fucked up shit happen to her. She gives up, everything collapses, including her own skin, and then she gets burned at the very end, It's sometimes just fucked up stuff happens.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what that is saying something about vulnerability and all that, but that is presented in the movie as something that actually happened in real world. Whereas it's not a black void scene where it's supposed to be
here's the cool thing, if you ask me, is the fact that we're questioning it.
Yeah,
because it could just be an alien movie.
I think that's like I was saying before. I think the movie is called Under the Skin for that very reason. You're meant to try to analyze this.
I think it's exactly right. It's got literally every fucking definition. Yeah, it's literal under the skin. Her skin comes off at the end, and you see what is under the skin. You know what I mean? And it gets under your skin metaphorically as well. You know what I mean? It's a. Okay, I think we can safely say we both recommend this.
I don't know if I would, to be honest.
No?
I'm not too much of a fan of these kinds of movies.
No? Okay,
I'd like to.
All right.
I want to watch a movie where I can take something immediately away from it. I don't. That might sound
different. I like it to linger in my mind. I like to think about these things a lot, so I am definitely going to recommend this movie.
Yeah, that might sound ignorant what I'm saying, but
no, absolutely not. People have different. People have different views of these things, and I think to me, if you're someone who is a sort of a speculator, a philosopher, so to speak, then you will like this movie. You need to watch it in a mindset where you question just about everything, and you will question just about everything because not a single thing is explained in this movie. You are left to think about it completely, and that is very cool to me. Because I like things that are different. Because everything that is normal is boring.
So let's talk about what we're going to watch next time.
Let's do it.
I have a couple of movies in here on my list. Mm-hmm. Space Camp.
Space Camp. I've never heard of Space Camp.
Do you remember me sending you that one video of that guy on the keyboard? Space Camp. Go do do do.
Not even a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Don't play it now.
Yes.
No, we're gonna get fucking copy striked, and I'm gonna
from this random ass.
We got copy striked from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger
saying that he fucking comes while he's at the gym.
I get the feeling of calming. It's like when I'm at the gym and when I'm in front of people, I just feel like I'm calming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's some good. That's about Space Camp.
Okay. What are my other options?
Let me describe Space Camp real quick.
Okay.
Space Camp. Group of kids go to NASA because it's space camp. Mm-hmm. And wacky things happen. Oh no, it looks like a group of kids and teenagers are going to space. Whoa, wacky things.
Wow.
Predestination. Have you heard of this movie, Predestination?
Oh, that's the next movie.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how to describe it without giving away what it is, so I'm just going to leave it there.
Predestination, all right.
Minority Report.
I've heard of Minority Report.
That is, I kind of want to watch Minority Report. It's a pretty good movie. It's about Tom Cruise, and he works as a person who can predict crimes.
Oh, we've talked about this. That does sound cool.
He can, he has this future display where he has stuff on his hands. He's like literal hacker shit, like computer technology, kind of sci-fi shit. And he reconstructs events that are going to happen. And then he goes to arrest people who are about to commit crimes.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So
far, that's the winner. Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're watching that then.
Alright,
Minority Report.
Not Space Camp, dude.
No, that you couldn't have made that sound less interesting if you tried.
Dude, kids go to space.
Kids going to space camp. That's the premise of Space Camp.
They're only really
Space Camp is a real thing. Why? Like that's
Is it a real thing?
Yeah. Okay. In America, it's like kids just go to space camp.
Yeah, they go to NASA. Space Camp. We're not going to watch Space Camp. No, I'm talking about why it's in here. I wanted to watch it because I thought we would have fun laughing at it, even though that's not the point of Flickview.
Yeah. Well, we could just watch it if you want to have.
We
some
can
goofs,
just watch it.
You know, like we don't have to watch it for monetary purposes because we're fucking greedy.
Jordy doesn't know this, but I'm going to force him to play Terraria after we're done recording.
Well, now I know because you told me.
Yeah, exactly.
But
surprise, motherfucker. Except not really, because that's a dick.
Well, it's not a surprise, and I know.
Jordy totally fucking ghosted me last night. I told him to check out Terraria in his own accord and maybe get back to me.
I watched it, but I just forgot to say anything. I didn't want to play it.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like you have your opinions, and I keep trying to get you to play Terraria.
I passed the fuck out because I was so tired. I've been up at 4 a.m. the past 3 days, and I cannot wait for the fact that tomorrow I don't have to wake up at that time. And my body clock probably will, because it's been enough times where I was, like, cemented it.
I just worked on JTAP, so it kind of worked out fine.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, I think that's a pretty good way to wrap up. 23 minutes or so.
Yeah, wow, that's a long one for Flickview.
Yeah. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to talk about under the skin
I think this is the most we've talked about a movie ever.
I don't think that's
most
true,
episodes we just sort of fuck around and talk about a movie for 3 minutes.
That's kind of our format, though.
Yeah, it works. It works. It's literally like
bunch of dudes fucking around.
Yeah, off the rails split view, I guess. Alrighty, everyone, tune in next week for a brand new episode of Flick View and Split View. See you later. Bye-bye now.